spoiled millionaire gets her life ruined. Part 2. But then I think, I've moved on and I'm happy. I don't even know Natalia anymore. I don't really care what these social media losers think of me. Until I see yet another post where Natalia makes this dramatic statement about how she is unable to have babies as a result of a traumatic assault. To her credit, she didn't blame me for this imaginary attack, but she was still trying to score social points by pretending to be a victim. I was even more convinced when she and her friends actually altered some of the pics of me online that Natalia had once taken with her selfie stick, and X'd out my face using Photoshop paint. The photos were captioned with all kinds of untrue slurs. Really harsh, criminal accusations. Funny, how all of them are so eager to accuse me of being a criminal and are talking about how they will kick my butt if they see me, but none of them think of telling the police about any supposed crimes I committed. Seems really lazy. She also blamed PTSD for the fact that she was near 30 and still not graduated from college. I thought about somehow faking an account and getting her to add me as a friend, but then while looking through her friend list, and she had like 1,000 friends, I saw that one of my friends was still on there. My friend doesn't speak any English and he doesn't spend much time on social media either, so he had no idea what any of these people were even saying. I noticed even long ago that it was weird that Natalia didn't include her own parents on her friends list, but she explained that away by saying they were too old and didn't do technology. Maybe, Natalia, but chill, your parents are like 52. I suspect now, even then, I suspected it. It's because she wanted to build up a different persona online, and her rich parents would ruin that image. Through lots of digging, I figure out where Natalia works. It's a non-profit. I finally decide to return Natalia's things. I put her old clothes, many of them really expensive designer shoes and purses, into a box with her bank statements, and address them to her non-profit. I don't actually write Natalia's name on the outside. I write her name on the inside, explaining in a note that these items are all things that she bought while she lived with me when I was still in the USA. I figure they could raise many thousands of dollars if they sell these things on eBay. I mean, if Natalia, the owner, was willing to part with them, of course. It would be great for their non-profit. Could you ask her about it? A couple of days later. As for Natalia's actual bank statements, before mailing them in the box I collected some of her greatest hits online where she posted pictures of herself at rallies bemoaning the 1%, complaining about her hard knock life, about how much she cared for others suffering. And I combined these photos on a photo editor with scans of her bank statements, with red highlighter around her monthly allowance, how much she had in total, and how the funds would last forever. I also made sure to highlight the name of the originator of the trust, a quite well-known name in American industry who was identified as her great-grandfather. For each of the 12 statements, I add one of Natalia's hypocritical posts about being poor, struggling, living check to check, how she depends on her art to survive. My favorite salvo is where I screen cap her post about how she is unable to have children due to an attack. I merged this with my PDF she sent me where she paid over $10,000 to have her tubes wrecked. I made sure to highlight her parents' state and zip code on the invoice, though I crossed off their exact address. I made my point though, that the procedure, which took place a few years ago, was when she still lived with her parents in one of the most titanically expensive locations on planet Earth. My Russian friend and I spent the next fun hours spamming the walls of all Natalia's friends with these pictures that show she is rich and a liar. All of them he had access to, anyway, and it was well over 300. We make sure to fire similar battleship broadsides to her over filtered and photoshopped account where she's always thinking she has to lie to kick it, and also send her and all her friends lots of bird calls on that other app. The fallout was hilarious. The denial sad and pathetic, but mostly hilarious too. Credibility? Oh, that credibility. Oh, Natalia, it's destroyed. Why is your boyfriend so mad at you? Did all the organizations you've liked on social media like it when they saw you were sitting on a fortune and yet claiming I don't have any money? Starving artist LOL. But can I offer my time or homemade brownies teehee? Day 1. Friend count. 1, 234. Subscribers. 2, 740. Followers. 1, 0800. A week later. Friend count. 620. Subscribers. 895. Followers. 466. Natalia, are you sure you're not James Charles? My friend doesn't speak English, but he and I are waiting to see if he'll be the last one eventually. And anyway, social castration and death needs no translation. Months after that, I was curious to see later if she was online anymore. Poof. Her profiles were gone, or at least the ones she had been using for years. I hope her boyfriend enjoyed his sudden come up. It was probably an amazing day at the office for him to come home and learn that his bohemian hipster girlfriend was sitting on millions of dollars. To this day I have no real idea why Natalia would do this to me to begin with. I was always nice to her and never even raised my voice to her. I can't remember even one occasion where we actually argued. It's a mystery. What isn't a mystery is the fact that the non-profit actually called me long distance to thank me for the box, and they made sure Natalia got it. I didn't try to make any secret that these items came from me, so if Natalia wants to sue me for finishing a war she started, she can go right ahead. She will drown in her bunker beneath her lies and I will be breakdancing and cripwalking, planting my flag on her Reichstag. Anyway, they said Natalia tried to deny the things were hers at first, but later when she saw the bank statements she tried to say I bought those things and was trying to smear her. Yeah, okay. I bought a bunch of €9 purses and mailed them to strangers on the off chance it might embarrass you. Eventually she took the papers making some Doomba-esque claim that they were forgeries but left the big ticket items pretending they weren't hers. For what it's worth, the people at the non-profit knew the statements were legit and told me so. The girl who called me from the non-profit was asking me if she and the other girls could have the items. I reminded her that the items were Natalia's, but if she abandoned them then I say go to town. I asked if Natalia still worked there and if I could talk to her. Oh no. Sorry, they tell me, Natalia moved back home with her parents. Must be nice, having such a luxurious, 8-bedroom fallback trench. Live by the sword, Natalia? Enjoy getting impaled on it.